Welcome to your third week of training for Ruby Tech's exciting and ambitious Project Lunaris. We'd like to extend congratulations to all of you who made it past the arduous second week. We're happy to report that you've all passed and will be assigned to your outpost at the end of this week. However, before the outpost lottery begins, there are a few more things you need to know about Fulcrum production. While you will be working to guard the outposts you're assigned to, it's important to know the ins and outs of how harvesters, scientists, and transporters do their work. That way, if you see any suspicious activity, you can report it or take immediate action. Today, we'll be learning about MOONSCALES. MOONSCALES are exactly what they sound like. Once thought to be rocks fitted into the surface of the moon, we now know that MOONSCALES are a protective layer for the moon's body. While we don't know why they don't cover every part of the moon, we do know they provide ample protection from outside forces. However, Ruby Tech has developed new technology that allows us to harvest MOONSCALES without harming the moon. In our first video lesson today, we'll be learning the basics of MOONSCALE harvesting and the proper methods to go about doing so. First, let's go over the biology of a MOONSCALE. MOONSCALES have a tough outer layer. They often feel like an earth rock, though some older ones have a chalky exterior. Chalky MOONSCALES are typically more difficult to harvest. This is because over time, the surface of a MOONSCALE becomes thinner. However, the outer layer of a MOONSCALE isn't what we harvest. Inside every MOONSCALE is a flesh-like substance. While the proper name of this substance is nikukyu, many harvesters simply refer to them as meatballs. Older MOONSCALES with thin outer layers have larger meatballs inside them, while younger MOONSCALES with thick outer layers have smaller meatballs. Senior teams focus on harvesting older MOONSCALES, while less experienced teams harvest younger ones. This is to ensure no one gets sick during harvesting. A key tool used in harvesting MOONSCALES is the crane claw. Attached to a bulldozer-like vehicle, the crane claw has a small laser in its center. This allows for the safe detachment of MOONSCALES from the moon's body. It also makes it harder for a meatball to escape the MOONSCALE during harvesting. This laser is key to preventing a MOONSCALE sickness or the escape of meatballs, which are vital to fulcrum production. Prior to harvesting, the laser is run along any outer points of the MOONSCALE that is attached to the moon's surface. After detachment, the claws of the crane claw are used to pick up the MOONSCALE. Thanks to the sharp, metallic edges of the claws, the crane claw is able to detach a MOONSCALE from the surface of the moon with ease. There are some key safety precautions to remember about the harvesting of MOONSCALES. First, all harvesters must...
Hello. This is Agent 7004. My human name is Neil Horworth. I am a Rank 2 guard for Anwar Outpost. I am using a text-to-speech program to send this message so the video system doesn't detect any anomalies. On June 6, 2028, I was involved in an incident in Hall H. Someone from the outside was there. He wasn't wearing any gear. His body was covered in growths. They looked like MOONSCALES. The outer layer, the fulcrum, the same texture, the same look. Everything. They were everywhere on him. His face. His hands. I'm pretty sure they were on his chest too, with the way his shirt came out. I don't know how big those ones were. I don't want to know. But something's going on. Something Ruby Tech isn't telling us about. When I contacted Charlotte about it, they said they'd burned his body to prevent an outbreak. I know MOONSCALES make you sick. That's what they tell all of us. But I didn't expect something like this. I don't know how he ended up infected. If he broke open an older scale and a meatball crawled out. Or if he was attacked going through an area rich with scales. For all I know, it wasn't a meatball at all. It could just that he picked up a MOONSCALE without any gear on. Maybe it's them that's causing it. I just don't know. What I do know is that Ruby Tech isn't telling us everything. They are doing something dangerous here on the moon. Something to do with Fulcrum. Something that is making people sick. I've placed this message in this video, in hopes that new recruits like you will help me find out the truth. To find out what happened to that outsider, why he was covered in growths, and what Ruby Tech is hiding. I am currently stationed at Anwar Outpost. Please, come find me. We can figure out what these bastards are really doing.
In extreme sickness. Those who come into contact will be quarantined at Folger Outpost, after which they will be sent back to Earth. In the next section of this video, we'll be talking about what to do if you see someone not following proper Moonscale safety protocols. Please proceed to the next part of the program.